is being a badass. And if this badass could teleport anywhere after the show, she would go to a bank vault, get the money, go to New York City, get an apartment building, and create a space for artists. Let's go with Kasha. Tonight, Kasha's story is about finding her voice. Please welcome Kasha, our resident badass, to the stage.
This is the same height, I think. Hi. Living a life where I often feel like I don't have a voice or a space to speak or be understood, and suddenly having over 10 minutes and a room full of people willing to listen feels essential and a little overwhelming. And it also reveals something that I believe in deeply, that having a voice in that space to speak is responsibility. We need to speak with intention and speak about what matters to us. This story is not about something that happened, but about something that didn't, and about taking responsibility for things that failed to occur. Living here in Portland as an immigrant feels oftentimes for me like I'm invisible and hyper-visible at the same time. As soon as I open my mouth, people can hear my accent, and I'm immediately asked questions like, what's your ethnicity? Or where are you from? Or how the hell did you get here? These questions put me in a box, and I am seen through the lens of where I was born and grew up as a child. My accent stands out, and it lands me in situations where I am expected to explain myself as if I need to prove that I have a right to be here. Sometimes people I don't really know, often complete strangers, would ask me questions that sounded something like, hey, so you have a green card marriage, right? Or, oh, so you do have papers to legally be here. I'm an actor, and when I was signing with my agent, they wouldn't even interview me until I proved that I have a right to legally work in the United States. Despite the fact that I have told them that I've been living here and working here for years, and I filled out all the necessary forms, they just needed to confirm it with a phrase that I have heard far too many times. Hey, we hear a little bit of an accent. Do you mind confirming that you have authorization to work in the United States? And things like that happen often when I auditioned for grad schools, and I asked one of the professors if I could do work study. She replied, yeah, if you have a green card, you can. And that somehow made me feel embarrassed. I was scrambling to reassure her that I am here legally. I hated that reaction within myself. Why did I feel a need to justify my existence? At the same time, I often feel completely invisible. When I'm in a group of friends, it can be hard to naturally join a conversation. American English has some tricky pauses, you all. Sometimes I think somebody finished talking and they're just taking 20 seconds breath. And I step in, I start talking, they are still talking, it gets awkward. My English is strong though, but it never feels as clear and effortless as theirs. Sometimes the things I say just don't land. And my close friends are great about it. They slow down, they listen, they really want to understand what I want to say. But when I'm in more formal settings or with strangers, my opinions often get labeled as and dismissed as, oh, she's not from here. People assume that I don't understand the topic, or because I'm a foreigner, I don't have an opinion. Or sometimes the way I talk makes them feel that I'm being rude. And this is extremely frustrating. And yet, in those moments, I rarely speak up when these things happen. They catch me off guard, because I feel like a whole, full human being. I don't feel different or unequal. But I think those things, deep down inside, they accumulate and little by little make me feel smaller each day. I've been asking myself, why don't I speak up? Why don't I say something? And the moment that actually pushed this reflection into clarity was something that happened during one of my classes. Our teacher was telling a story how they were working with Russian immigrants and how they once had a party together. And they thought the story is funny, and they were trying to do a fake Russian accent to make it funnier. I mean, everybody does funny accents sometimes, including myself, but this one hurt somehow. I was asking myself why, and I think it was because the impersonation sounded a little bit like myself when I talk. I was thinking, how is this funny? Would you be doing the same impersonation if they were Chinese or Mexican immigrants? No, but somehow you think that this is okay. How many languages do you speak? Do you know how hard it is for those people to come here and find a job in a completely different country, in a completely different language, and now you get to make fun of them? To be entirely honest with you, my fiery Slavic soul just boiled over inside of me, and I felt deeply hurt for my Russian neighbors. I thought I'm going to explode, I thought I'm going to stand up and say something, and yet something stopped me. What was it? Was I just being coward? I didn't want to embarrass my teacher and put them on the spot. I didn't want to involve the whole class. I didn't want to take up time that we have scheduled for learning that day. I was also seriously worried that I would be misunderstood again, or even ridiculed, like I can't take a joke. I wanted to be a part of that group. I wanted them to think highly of me. And I knew that if I brought this up, they would never look at me in the same way. I was also worried that the teacher would see me in a different light, and that would affect my artistic future here in Portland. So I just sat down, and when everybody laughed, I was silent. And then I noticed that a little part of me died inside with that silence I carried. I didn't know how to speak up, or when the right moment would be. Maybe it was right there in this classroom, but I was afraid to speak. Why would anyone listen to a foreign, non-human outsider like me? I see how the immigrants are being portrayed in the news amongst my colleagues, even in this school textbooks. We are not an issue. We are not an addition. We are not a butt of a joke. We are not a story you tell at a party. I am not a token. I'm not a number. I am not Eastern European, Central European, Slavic, Balkan, Communist, post-communist, European Union, outside of European Union, documented, undocumented, resident, non-resident, alien. I am so much more. Just like you and you. We are all human. And these are our real lives, no matter in which part of the world they take place. This is just one of many stories. And this is me finally speaking up to this. I don't know how to say it except to just say it and name it and be a witness for myself and all the others. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a brief intermission and